Okay, Mum, so just following on from today's TikTok video, if you could just give a bit more detail on those, considering either a civil partnership or marriage.
Yeah, so I think that we're in a great place legally because, as I said on the TikTok video, the civil partnerships was only available to same-sex couples, and it did exclude heterosexual couples from entering into a civil partnership until 2019. So now every kind of unity, whether people want to do a civil partnership or a marriage, can enter into a marriage or a civil partnership, which I think is really important. We have to be able to understand the differences between the two though. So a married couple cannot call themselves a civil partnership for legal reasons, and a civil partnership cannot call themselves a married couple for legal reasons. If you are going to enter into a marriage, there are certain criteria that you have to fill, particularly in England and Wales, which is where I practice. You have to enter into a certain set of words in order to have the marriage solemnised, so your vows essentially. Whereas with a civil partnership you don't. You are only asked to sign a civil partnership document. So that would be the first difference. A marriage is there's more religious connotations with a marriage. There is more of a ceremony that has to go along with a marriage, whereas a civil partnership, you don't have to have any of that. So for a lot of people, a civil partnership can provide that unity and that commitment, because you do have that document to say that you are now agreeing to spend the rest of your lives with each other, without perhaps all the connotations that marriage maybe impart on a couple. So I think that's really important. When, or if, I shouldn't say when, but if a civil partnership ends, then they don't apply for a divorce in the same way as a married couple do. It's called a dissolution order. So it's the same divorce petition, but actually we're obtaining what we call a dissolution order, whereas with marriage, we do have to get a divorce, so the decree absolute that will bring the marriage to an end. The other thing that I would point out is that if your civil partnership breaks down, you are not going to be able to rely upon adultery. You can rely on adultery if you are married, but not if you are looking for your dissolution order to bring about the end of a civil partnership. However, when we get our no-fault divorce in the spring of next year, fingers crossed, both married couples and civil partnerships will be able to rely on that. And then I think the most important thing is the finances. Now, whether you're in a marriage or a civil partnership, the finances or the rules or the laws around finances are exactly the same. So you are still going to be entitled to each other's pension. You're still going to have entitlement to the marital assets that were obtained during the civil partnership. And in terms of children, both of you can still have parental responsibility. So the differences are there, but they're not so vast that actually you might think, well, I'm going to do better by getting married. From a financial point of view, they will all be exactly the same.